Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Audrey, and you already know that it is time for my April TBR. My TBRs around here get a little bit crazy. Sometimes I try to have people pick for me, or I try to come up with like a way to pick them, but recently I've just been looking at the top of my cart, which is downstairs, my little TBR cart, and just looking and going, wow, I really want to read these specific books. So some of them I think I've mentioned before. So I was kind of debating if I should do an April TBR because it's still the same books, I just haven't got to them, to be completely honest. I've been wrapped up in Daisy Hates, reading that book, which I will talk about in that vlog, but it took me a little bit longer to read that book. Not that it was bad, I was just really obsessed with that world, and so I've been highlighting, annotating, all of that stuff. So that series kind of took over my time. So I did come up with like a better TBR this time around, because last time I think I was just throwing books out there. So some of them pretty sure are the same. Sorry, I feel like this might be a little bit repetitive, but yeah, I just want to show you guys what we're working with. This big stack here, and I think the reason why I'm trying to do this big stacks here is because classes start back in May, so I'm trying to get through what I really want to read right now while I have the time to kind of binge it. But also at the same time, I really want to read on my Kindle. So I might end up getting some of these books on my Kindle to read, especially probably the thicker ones. I might try to see about having audio or getting on my Kindle to really get into them, because I've just been itching for some of these for a while. Like, you probably have seen these books, but I'm really just trying to read as much as I can before I have to go back to school. I'm trying to get books out of the way that I really want to read. Duh, I just said that like twice now. There is one new release that I don't physically have yet. I can't remember exactly when it comes out in April, but it's part of the Kings of Sin series. It's Kings of Sloth, I think, and it follows Salome and Xavier. And I can't wait. I did do a reading vlog back in like November, October, where the third book in that series was in it, and loved it. It wasn't my favorite in the series. So far, I think my favorite in the series is the first one, King of Wrath, because I just loved Vivian and Dante. I just loved their relationship. So that's a series that I do highly recommend. Still have not started the Twisted Love series by Anna Wong yet. It's on my Kindle, it's downstairs, it's on the top of my TBR cart, but I don't think I'm in the mood. I feel like I have continuously keep looking at it, I want to read it, but then my mood changes, so then I will read other stuff, and you'll see that in my wrap up, everything that I did end up reading. So that's going to be a long one. That's going to be February and March, because I did not do one for February yet. So I also have to film that for you guys. So without further ado, because you know I can talk, and editing me gets so upset because I just talk. Let's get into the books that I want to read in April, and I am really gonna try and stick to this. There are some series in here, and I think that's why it's eating me up, is because I want to finish the series. I think it's time for these ones, because these are the ones I really want to. I still haven't finished Harry Potter, so I don't have that up for you guys yet, but that is something I'm looking to read too, but these are calling me. So again, without further ado, let's get into it. First one here we have is The Poppy War. This one has just been staring at me because the cover, beautiful. It just feels like a springtime book because of the pretty orange, but this actually, I heard, is very sad. I feel like this series, I've heard that RF Kwang, she does not care about your feelings at all. She will cut your favorite character without any warning. And I'm just like, I don't think I've read a book that's really intense, and I feel like I really want to get into like some intense action, and I think Poppy War is that book. I think it's that time. I'm looking for that action-y packed book that is just jaw to the floor. What the F? Crying because I get attached to this character and now the character is just done. I'm looking for all of that in a fantasy, and I've heard that about Poppy War. Apparently it's about a orphan, and literally, sorry guys, I do have to read off the back because a lot of times I hear about the vibe of the book, which is what I explain is the vibe of the book, because that's what draws me. So I know nothing about this book. I just know that the vibes that people use to describe this book is what made me want this book. So again, that is one thing that I'm going to be working on, is I'm going to try to actually just like read the back and see. But sometimes it's fun going into books blind, and so that's what we're going to do here. So I'm not even going to read the back for you guys, but the vibes that I have been told or I've seen is this is just action, and I want action. Next, if you watched my video where I talked about the first one Dark Window, and that was a 5 out of 5. The ending, I've been dying to read this, so we're getting into this. We're getting into this ASAP, because the ending leaves on a cliffhanger, and I'm wondering how it's gonna be. I think I've been scared because I've heard, hearing things, that this isn't as good. The point of views were unnecessary and all of that. So kind of scared, but I'm very interested to see how it leaves off because of the cliffhanger. And I definitely can't give too much spoilers on this because this is book 2. So I can't really tell you too much, but this is a dark fantasy. And it follows the first book, One Dark Window. There is a main character in there, but with the cliffhanger, I feel like I just said too much. Smidge of romance in there, but it's not like it's just like a little smidge. Like you kind of are rooting for these two characters, Elspeth and Raven. But there's just so much going on. It's this unique magic system where it deals with cards, and you know, it comes with a price. So there is a price to everything, and that magic can literally just take over and consume you. So next, I feel like I've been talking about this since October, and I think it's finally time to read it because you'll see in a video I just did where I was listening to audiobooks, where I just love a good mystery thriller. So I might see if I can find this on audio, because I feel like audio for mystery thrillers are just perfection, because it just adds that depth of like what is going on. So this is they're supposed to be teenagers. This is naturals, and it follows like teenagers who are, I guess, super smart and have like really special gifts, and so there's a program with the FBI, I believe, and so they're recruited to help solve cold cases, and I think that's really interesting. This is YA, so I think that's kind of why I've been putting it off, is because I just haven't been in the mood for like a YA type of book, but I'm really in the mood for like a thriller kind of thing. This has been compared to Criminal Minds, and so I kind of want to give it a go. A Little Life. I'm saving this till the end of April because this is a thick one. Also, I do have the audio on Spotify, and I'm going to be going back and forth because of how big this is. I'm going to be going back and forth between Spotify and here to read it. So I'm kind of waiting till my monthly Spotify comes back. So this is definitely going to be like an end of the month type of thing because it's really thick. It's going to make you cry. I've been in the mood to read it, but I don't know, I've also been scared because I got like maybe 50, 60 something pages into it, and I was just like, I kept getting so nervous. I was like, I don't think it's time yet, but it keeps looking at me and I'm like, I think it's time, especially because I keep seeing people talk about this. This is supposed to be, A Little Life is supposed to be really like heartbreaking. It follows four groups of four friends in one group, and it just goes through their life and like the pains and the struggles and all that stuff. So it just, I'm expecting sadness. Next, I had this last month. I put this in a couple videos to talk about how I want to read this, and I definitely need to read this ASAP because I need to know what happened. Like, again, the first book, Legendborn, left off with kind of a cliffhanger, so there's also like a little love triangle thing going on, and the magic in here is really unique because it ties back to King Arthur, so there's like a historical element to it as well. So it's just really unique, and I love fantasy where it's like different magic systems. It's just really unique, and you just read the words on here and you're like, how did the author come up with this? You just kind of want to be inside the author's mind because of how they did it. Like, they just did so good with making you believe that this could really be real. This could be like a thing, and you're like, what? And I feel like she does a good job because she ties in Tracy Dion. that she does a good job because she ties in the historical element of King Arthur in with here, and so it's like, it feels like it could be real life. Bree feels like she's just like a normal college girl, but like, it's like all this stuff is happening. So I'm interested to see what happens next. There is gonna be a third book. I don't know when it comes out, but this book has been out for a while, to be completely honest. But I finally got the paperback, and I feel like it scares me. These edges are so pretty, but like, how cute does this look? Like, you carry around this book, this cover, gorgeous, edges, gorgeous. Like, people are gonna be asking about this book, and we all know I can't tell them, but you know, it's so pretty. And next up, I finally have gotten started in the Throne of Glass series. I don't think I'm a person who can read series straight back. Well, no, because with Magnolia Parks, I am reading it like back to back to back to back. But I think that's just because that's like gossipy girl vibes, and that's just my mood. So I think I need to really be in the mood to read a series back to back, like straight through. So I finished Throne of Glass, so the next one up is Crown of Midnight. I think what also put me off from reading this like right now, well, I actually might read this right now because I do have the other two behind me, so I might actually start this soon. But I had started the wrong book. I started Heir of Fire after Throne of Glass, and I was so confused. So I just took a break from that. But I think I might pick this up soon anyway because I am already so involved in the world. So this just follows everything that happens in Throne of Glass. And in Throne of Glass, Selena, she's fighting for her freedom, basically, with like these trials, and this is the aftermath of that, without giving too much away. Again, I feel like I should start this one immediately. Oh, this is not the tabs I wanted to use with this, I don't think. The thing with this, and why I'm so scared to read it, is because it is a trilogy, and this is the first book. Jade City is the first book in a trilogy, and these are thick ones. So the next one is Jade War. I think that's thick too. So all of these are very thick, but they are action-packed, and this is a very unique magic system as well, because I did start reading this a little bit. I put it down because it was the wrong time, but I feel like it's definitely been the right time because I keep staring at it, so I feel like I know it's the right time and the time is coming. So I just want to keep this on my TBR and hopefully pick it up and get into it. But this magic system deals with jade, and so just because you have the jade doesn't mean that you're like this strong warrior. Like, you have to actually like train, know how to use it, and there are jade thieves who try to steal this jade and have the power and the magic, and they think that just because you have jade that you can be like this powerful like jade bone, but it's not that. There's more to it. You need to train, you have to go through all of this stuff. So it follows the main family, and I think it's 2 brothers, a sister, and then like a cousin who's basically like the 4th brother. So it follows them. It's in 3rd person, but it follows different points of views, and apparently I'm assuming it's leading up to a war, because Jade War is literally like the next one. Like, guys, yeah, like Jade. Yeah, so I'm assuming, like, I'm assuming that this is what happens that leads up to the war in Jade War, because I just feel like that makes sense. If you watch my reading Romance for a Week, then you know I was obsessed with One from My Enemy. That book was so good. I actually love Olivia Blake, her writing, so I decided to pick up the Atlas 6. This is the first book in the Atlas 6 series. I think it's like 3 or something like that. And so these are this is supposed to follow magicians, I believe, and I think there's like competition for the best magicians, and it just follows them. I don't know if it's 3rd person or not, but I feel like most of the books I've been reading are 3rd person, and honestly I thought I hated 3rd person, but I actually really like it. But I just wanted to read more of Olivia Blake, so honestly I just picked up the Atlas 6, and I have the Masters of Death on my TBR cart downstairs too. So I just honestly just picked it up because I saw her name, but I wanted to go more into this one because, again, it's about, I know it's about magicians, and there's like these trials to get like the best magician. So I just thought it would be nice to read it. Plus I love in her books here the illustrations. It might be YA, not a single clue, but I just love that her books have these illustrations and then they're broken down. Like One for My Enemy was broken up like different acts, like Romeo and Juliet. Like there's different acts in there because it's a play. So her book was broken down like that. And so now this is kind of broken up like the beginning to the end. There's a death. I am assuming or hoping for great things from this. I don't know why I haven't just picked this up because I was so excited for this. This is Feybound, and this is a I believe there is some romance in here. So I believe it is a romantasy. The cover is beautiful. There's one sister, and I believe she's exiled from where they are. But why she exiled, I don't know. Cover is just beautiful. I should pick this up like right now. Right now while I'm filming this is still March, so we have time to, because right now I'm only reading Magnolia Park series, so you know I usually read more than one book at a time, and I'm about to pick up you talk so fast. I'm about to pick that up on my Kindle, and so who knows, I might pick from one of these piles to make it happen. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you guys later. I will give you updates on what I have recently read because I haven't done that in a while. So if you made it this far in this current video that we are talking about right now, go ahead and leave a moon emoji. Why not? Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.